you feel me? Where the birds take flight. Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Fly guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. I like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by. Bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by. Bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
What's going on, Tone? We back again, bro.
Yes, sir. Back at it.
Back again with the drama.
What's life without it, though?
It is. Listen, man, if you don't want the drama, don't go to the play.
Hey, listen, man, if you don't want the drama, don't go to the game either.
Man,
you guys are tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast. He's Marcus Thomas. I'm your guy, Tone. This show's the second, man. We can't wait to get into the nonsense. Can't wait to get into shenanigans. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know where our baldies be. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys are locked in, man. We do not take it for granted. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We are live on 2 channels. We're live on Pro Fan Talk. We're also live on Chalk It Up Sports. So make sure you guys pick a side, pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? You know, get comfortable, kick your feet up. Make sure you got your late night snacks, whatever it is. Maybe you got your dinner in front of you. Maybe you coming home from work. Maybe on your way in. Who knows? But make sure you are locked in. You feel me? So we gonna get right into it, man. We have a hard out today, you guys, for 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So we ain't gonna waste too much of your time. We're gonna be here for about a solid hour. You feel me? So let's get into it, man. Eagles beat the Buccaneers. You know, you and I were able to connect after the game briefly to discuss our perspective on this thing. And Eagles were able to beat the Buccaneers 31-25. They were dominating them in the first half, 24-6 points, and all of a sudden, Eagles took their foot off the gas. Offense lost their identity. Offense lost their spark, and the Buccaneers just started flying. And the Eagles almost had to walk the plank. They almost had to walk the plank. You feel what I'm saying? And now we may be dealing with a potential mutiny. You feel what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. First and foremost, just give me a quick refresher on your perspective from that game.
So you know my rules. This was the 4th regular season game. So school is out. The criticism is what the criticism is. Your perspective, your opinion on the team as you see fit, it is what it is. We've had enough sample size. We've had enough game plans. People have seen film on us. So you get what you get. And what I come away with is we have a good defense. We have very good special teams, and we have a bipolar offense. We don't know what we're going to get. They acting like Two-Face out there. One day they good. The other quarter they bad. I don't know. I don't understand how it could that switch can be flipped on and off like it is. Yes, it's planning. Yes, it's execution. Kind of getting into the weeds of the AJ situation, based on the film that I watched, it's not all on AJ. In my opinion, I think it's a little bit more than just he wants the ball all the time. I think it's deeper than that because that's too obvious and that's too easy. But there's enough. It's still a team game. There's enough fault to go around, and it's not that it isn't fixable. So it's not that we haven't been here before. So things are going to play out one way or the other, regardless. AJ Brown ain't going nowhere. Jalen Hurts ain't going nowhere. Sirianni ain't going nowhere, and Patullo isn't going anywhere. Now, the situation with Patullo, just looking at recent history, the potential for a change at that position is more likely than anywhere else. Still don't think it's going to happen. So whatever issue they need to fix, they got to figure out a way to fix it. I think there's a lot of it on Jalen. I think AJ Brown kind of goes about it the wrong way when he's putting the stuff out there, the cryptic tweets. You know how I feel about being cryptic. It's too easy to make it plain. But I always find it interesting. AJ Brown didn't mention one word about the passing game. Didn't say one word about it. Yet everybody knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back to last year, he didn't say, he just said the passing game. He didn't mention no names. He didn't call nobody out. He was very generic. And even then we did the same thing. Why can't we just be happy with the win? And everybody knows good and damn well what he was talking about. And he was right.
Right.
And in this situation, when I watched the tape, Jalen Hurts threw a couple of bad balls. There was a couple of plays where Tampa Bay just had good defense. Quarterback sits on the route, gets his hand in there. That's good defense. When the same exact play, AJ got his hands on it, and he made a couple people miss, and then everybody went nuts because he broke the tackles. But it was the same play, except only this time, the guys on the defense get paid too.
Mm-hmm.
So that, like I said, there was a couple misses. Jalen got to throw some better balls. I know they went long on the right side one time, and it was supposed to be a back shoulder throw, and Jalen threw it out of bounds. Jalen threw 2 long balls out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And why are they going to AJ 3 times in a row?
Running the same route.
No, it wasn't the same route. It was, I believe it was in the 3rd quarter. It
was when they got, it was 3 plays back to back to back, and he ran that same. Was it a hitch or a curl?
It was a curl on the left, a curl on the right, and then it was another curl on the right. So
same route sound like the same route to me. Yeah, just different location.
Well, yeah, he was in different locations. One he was at X, one he was at Z, and one he was in the slot. And then the one, the second one, when he was in the slot, if Jalen was going to hit him with it, he should have threw the ball a half a second earlier because he could have got it to him. But by the time he got him the ball, it was only a 3-step drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then the linebacker drove on the ball, and there was a DB on his left, and they just converged on him.
Right.
Meanwhile, Jahan Dotson was wide open. So that tells me his eyes were locked on AJ. He was going to get that throw to AJ. But like I said, Jahan Dotson that'd have been a touchdown. Almost the same situation like in Kansas City.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so Jalen is culpable. At the end of the day, you ain't trying to feed nobody. Hit the open man and keep things moving.
And that's how it felt in the first half. The first half felt like the ball was just going to the open guy.
Yeah.
And then something happened in the second half. I do believe they took their foot off the gas, but I also believe that there was this in the second half, the play calling, it almost seemed uninspired. And again, that first half, I saw creativity, I saw decisiveness from the quarterback. They jumped on Tampa.
They were trying to play catch up.
They jumped on Tampa. And Tampa didn't know what hit them on both sides of the ball. Tampa didn't know what hit them. Tampa couldn't hit their guys in stride. The Eagles defense was blanketing those dudes. Eagles run defense did have a stutter step a little bit. They struggled a little bit in the first quarter, but they tightened up in the second quarter.
Right.
But as far as offense goes, again, I'm looking at, I'm seeing so many different people break it down. And, again, that first half, Jalen Hurts was damn near flawless. Right? Damn near flawless. Couldn't play any better than that.
One incomplete pass. And then second half, to go the entire half without a completed pass in the second half, it's weird to me. Well, he went from feast to famine, man. I don't get it.
A guy just doesn't lose his talent. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A guy just doesn't forget to play football. So something happened. Something was lacking. Something changed. And I think we spoke about it before. It seemed like once the second half started, they got to this point in the game where they said to themselves, oh, wait, we got to make sure we get AJ the ball.
Yeah.
And all his targets were kind of like, I think Emmanuel Acho said something on his show, Speakeasy with him and LaShawn McCoy.
I saw that.
He said something that was pretty funny. He said, AJ Brown had 9 targets, but they all felt like here damn targets.
Exactly.
Here, damn. Here. You know what I mean? They didn't feel like constructed targets. They didn't feel like you were trying to manufacture him some real opportunities. And I'm tired of seeing AJ Brown run like the same 3 routes. I'm tired of it, honestly.
Everybody knows what's coming.
And the thing is, when he's your number 1 receiver, teams are game planning for him specifically. Teams are keying in on him. Same thing with Saquon. They know they're your 2 best offensive weapons, and teams are literally going into the game, going into the film room saying, we got to stop these 2 guys, right?
And what was his first catch?
Wasn't it a quick slant, something like that, on 3rd down?
Bread and
Now,
butter.
granted, it was a crucial conversion. It was like 3rd and 7. He converted it, but even then, he was blanketed. He just caught the ball.
But what have we been saying? Like AJ Brown can run a quick slant in his sleep. That is the bread and butter play. That is the play you run if you want to get him started. Not the outside curls, none of that. Run a freaking quick slant. You can run that 8 million ways and put him in 8 different positions and open it up like that. Mm-hmm. If you got to motion him to the slot, motion him to the slot. Do what you got to do. Switch him with Jahan Dotson and let Jahan Dotson run the tight curl in the middle and let AJ go around the outside. Whatever you got to do. And that, to me, is where I'm looking at Patullo like, okay, how are we scheming this?
Exactly, because it gets to a point where you say to yourself, okay, at least for me, I watched this press conference today and
said nothing.
He said a whole lot of nothing, and quite frankly, it's insulting. It's insulting to our intelligence. It's insulting to the players. He's going to these press conferences and saying, well, we have a plan to do this, and when the defense does this, we have to find a way to adjust, and we got to give credit to the defense. They did some things to stop us from doing what we wanted to do, and it's like, okay, but only that only takes you but so far. You got AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley. Yeah. You can dictate the action. I'm tired of him trying to make excuses or try to put the ball in someone else's court.
But that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's supposed to do.
I get that. But there's still this, in my opinion, matter of fact, let me just read to you what I wrote, because it's frustrating, to be quite frank with you. And I wrote this. I said the Eagles' play calling is uninspired and does nothing to challenge the quarterback, receivers, or the opposing defense.
Agreed.
These offensive coaches can't hide anymore. Everyone has access to the film, and everyone sees the malpractice being exhibited by Kevin Patullo. Sit in these press conferences with that smug look on his face and try to tell us he's looking at everything is insulting to our intelligence.
Well,
you cannot tell us you're looking at everything and we're seeing the same product every single week. You cannot say you're looking at everything. We can't. I'm not buying it.
Here's the scary part.
What if he is?
They are. What did I say before, Tone? They get into these meetings and they watch a shit ton of film, bro. They watch a lot of film. Don't get it twisted.
And I know they do.
It doesn't manifest the way we want it to. That's why we always question it. But they watch a ton of film. But what that tells me is he just another guy? Are we going to be replacing him next year?
That, and also, again, I go back to the first half. The first half, I saw so much stuff that just seemed so we saw so much stuff that worked. You was hitting Goddard, you was hitting Kakatera, you hit Smitty, you hit AJ, all on one drive.
Yeah.
Like, you was just hitting everybody on one drive.
And in the second half, we throwing on 2nd and 3 and running the ball on 3rd and 8.
So again, I'm trying to understand what's going on. Mentally, at least. Mentally.
But again,
what is he seeing?
For me, that's the scary part. For me, they are putting in the work. I have no doubt that they are putting in the work, watching film and trying to come up with a game plan that works. The scary part for me is after all of that work, that's what we get. That's the scary part, because what that tells me is if you looking at everything, I will take you at your word. When they say it, believe it, because sometimes those are the same words that'll end up hanging them. If you tell me you looking at everything, I am going to believe you. What that leads me to is if you're looking at everything and that's the best that you can come up with, then we got a problem.
Here's the thing, Marcus. I normally don't like talking like this, but turn on Madden, bro. Just play a video game. Play a fucking video game. You'll see what you can do. Just turn on Madden. And I don't think the game is ever that simple.
No.
I don't. But dog, like the malpractice we're seeing, it's like, yo, just turn on a damn video game. You'll see what you can do with these guys. You'll see all the different route concepts. You can't be involved in this game for this long and only be able to run AJ Brown on a curl, a go ball, a quick slant.
We still don't attack the middle of the field. We still don't attack it. If not for nothing, do that.
You still
send AJ and Devontae on rub routes across the middle.
You're still not running Saquon Barkley outside, off tackle.
Well, that's something I got in my notes to get into because they did, and it hurt me to say that Saquon didn't read it. I can't say he read it wrong because I understand why he cut it up, but if he would have stayed the path and went outside of the tackle twice, it would have been a huge game. Maybe with his skills, he would have took it to the house. Twice he did that. Twice. It was off tackle, and he cut it up. He went just inside the tackle. I think one time he ended up getting a couple of 6 yards, and the other one he got 8. But if he would have kept that angle and went outside that tackle, because you had a wide receiver on the DB, and the other guy he could have beat because the other guy was still inside in the box watching him. He would have got caught up in the traffic, and he would have beat him to the edge. But he both times he cut it up, and I'm like, now that is where I look at what Jordan Mailata said when he said a lot of these plays we are one block away.
Yeah,
and that one twice they had it blocked relatively well, and Saquon just made the wrong read. I understand why he did what he did because the tackle got kind of driven back, but he had his block, and if Saquon goes around him, his man is not going to make the tackle. But I understand why he cut it up because something flashed in front of your face and you see the tackle's back, you always run off of his back. So it made sense. But I guarantee you in film session, Saquon going to look at that and just face palm it because he'll know that could have been a big game. So they're doing that. They still, and I will still, to your point, they still run up the middle way too damn much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
And also you see a lot of, as far as receivers go, you see a lot of dummy routes. You see a lot of routes. You see a lot of routes being run that they know they're not getting the ball. Yeah. Like no one's running their routes with intensity.
Right.
Because they know.
Don't lay that all on AJ.
No, I'm not.
Because I know you're not, but I'm just saying that was some of the rhetoric I heard today because everybody's riffing off of what Jason Avant said. And I was like, if you watch the film, Dallas Goedert cut it out on a couple reps too. So again, there's enough blame to go around.
Yeah, there's a moment where AJ's on the outside, Goddard's in the slot next to him. Goddard runs like this lazy curl route.
They were up top, right? They were like
they were up top.
Like a 1-3 formation. It was 3. I believe it was 3 receivers on the right side at the top.
I think it was a 2x2. I think Dotson was at the bottom. Smitty was above him. Yeah, it was a 2x2. But Goddard ran this very lazy curl route. It was like a dummy route. AJ ran.
Did they throw the ball to the left?
An in-breaking route, and they ended up throwing it to Saquon on the swing. They swung it to Saquon. And I'm watching that, and I'm like, why is Goddard?
It was Jahan Dotson went in motion.
Jahan ran the go ball. And Smitty swung. I mean, not Smitty. Saquon swung. It was when the blitz came and Jalen got it to Saquon right away on the left, towards the left. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, and it got pointed out to me. Shout out to Thomas. He breaks down a lot of film. Jeez. But nonetheless, Goddard runs this route, this real lazy curl route. AJ runs an in-breaking route above him, and AJ's wide open. But Goddard's in the way. AJ would have been wide open, but Goddard's in the way.
Yep.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of the routes they're running are not designed to be effective or be open. They're just there to take up space.
They running like they run like they know they're not getting the ball.
They run like they're running the routes like they know the ball is going to a specific spot no matter what the defense is showing us.
Yep.
And that is a problem. That is a problem. No, not Thomas Mott. Shout out to him, but not Thomas Mott. But that is a problem. When you have these guys running these uninspired routes, they know they're not getting the ball. There's not even a potential for them to get the ball. And, Jalen's just running the offense. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
In my opinion, most of this is on Jalen.
Oh, break it down.
Because at the end of the day, regardless of what you feel about AJ
Thomas Peterson, that's who it was. Sorry, Thomas Peterson. Thank you.
Okay. Regardless of what you feel about what AJ said, or not even what he said, because he didn't say anything, how he went about with the tweets and all of that type of stuff.
Listen, the problem still exists prior to the tweet. It doesn't.
Correct.
It's
correct. The problem is Jalen Hurts is missing open receivers. And he threw a couple of bad balls. Now, having said that, that happens in every game, with every team, with every quarterback.
Now, are we talking strictly second half or the entirety of the game?
Well,
again, he went 15 for 16 in the first half, 2 passing touchdowns.
Correct.
But he looked very effective to me.
So we talking about the second half, because this is where all the trouble came. So I'm looking at it, and you look at some of them plays, and you look at some of how things go. And again, I'll take the same stance that Cosell takes all the time. And he says, I don't know what their progressions are. I don't know on which side is he reading from left to right, or is he reading from right to left? I don't understand that, and I don't know it, because every play is different. However, he has left a lot of food on the plate, and he's got to get better at that. There is no reason that Jalen Hurts at this level, even though, how many games has he had that less than 200 yards and we still winning? That part I understand. But you're not going to tell me that Jalen Hurts is not a better quarterback than maybe Kyler Murray, than Bo Nix, than a lot of these other quarterbacks that are getting the ball to their receivers. Now, some of it I put on Jalen because I saw the tape and I saw where he missed some throws. The other part of that, I got to put that on Batulo, because again, I'm watching. How come all of these other teams can do it, and we can't? Again, we're supposed to be the best team. That's
because I hear you, right? And I'm not saying Jalen. I'm not saying Jalen's hands are clean in this situation, right? Because I don't think they are. I do believe he did leave some things on the table.
Absolutely, but that happens every game.
But that happens to the best of them, right?
Correct.
But my problem is also I'm looking at not just the film from the second half of that Buccaneers game, but also previous game. I'm looking at guys. I'm like, yo, these guys are not fucking open.
Yeah,
like these guys are not open. Where is he? Where are his options at?
Right.
They're too talented. These guys are too talented. How do you be able to get open? But then when you zoom out, you see some of these route concepts have these guys too close to each other.
Yeah, the spacing. We saw that. We saw that in the Rams game.
Saw that in the Rams game. You saw that in the Chiefs game.
Yeah. Who was that? Dotson and Dotson and Smitty. They both ran outs.
You saw it in this past game, in the Buccaneers game. Again, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts' hands are clean. I am not saying that. But I feel like if I had to really divvy up this blame, I got to go 70-30 Patulo's way.
That's fair.
I think 70-30, because again, matter of perfect example, first quarter or first half of the Cowboys matchup. First half, we damn, Jalen doing a lot of running early. And we look at the film, he's like, yo, these guys are not open. It makes me double back and say, yo, those 21 points the Eagles scored in the first half against the Cowboys, he manufactured that.
Yeah.
Remember in the red zone, he drops back and he's like, yo, what the hell? I'm watching the film, I'm like, yo, nobody's open. So he takes off and he makes a move. He does his thing and scores 2 touchdowns rushing. Right? He looked good.
They are anticipating our throwing lanes.
Exactly. Which to me goes beyond just the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. That is concept. Because if the defense can figure out where you're looking, they even and especially if they're in a zone defense, you don't have to have your guy blanketed. You don't have to blanket AJ Brown.
Yeah.
The coverage, all you have to do, you got to have a hat in that line of sight. So if I'm looking down, down the hash, and there's a linebacker right there, and AJ is maybe 10 yards behind him, the minute Jalen looks in that direction and sees a hat, sees a defender there, he's going to hesitate trying to put the ball over somebody because you don't know where. Now your eyes are locked. And what happens if a safety comes over the top for support or something like that? There's always somebody there that you're not aware of. But if I'm looking at my progressions 1, 2, 3, or is it 1, 2, 3? I don't know how it is. But when you get to your first progression and you see a hat, then you get to your next progression and you see another hat. That third progression, if you're on your third progression, that's the check down.
Mm-hmm.
Or your offensive line is blocking their ass off, and you are above 5 seconds in the pocket.
Marcus, you want to know another reason how I know this is bad in terms of you want to know another reason how I know this is beyond Jalen Hurts? Chase Daniels is saying it's not his fault. Chase Daniels, because he breaks down film on YouTube. Like he's saying, yo, like you got to give Jalen some better options than this.
Yeah, I agree.
He's saying that. And Chase Daniels is not a Hurts guy.
No, he's not.
He is unapologetic. Even he's saying, damn, Jalen's not really giving too many options with this one. That's how I know this is something. Again, Jalen Hurts, his hands are not clean.
No.
But if Chase Daniels is giving him the benefit of the doubt, what the something stinks.
The math ain't mathing.
Something stinks.
To me, Jalen has to be. I'm not looking for Jalen to go 300 to 400 yards.
Because we clearly know Jalen can throw the ball. 200 plus yards in the second half of the Rams game.
I need Jalen to throw. I need Jalen to be a competent passer consistently. That's what I need from Jalen. Kevin Patullo, he need to open up that playbook. You have to. Because we are very, very predictable.
I'm glad you said that, right? Because that first half was screaming unpredictability by the Eagles. Yeah. You know what Dallas Goedert said, and this came up in the Kevin Patullo press conference. Dallas Goedert, after that game, I guess he was asked about the shovel passes and all that kind of stuff in the red zone and whatnot. Dallas Goedert said, those plays were
years or whatever.
He said, yeah, those have been in the playbook for about 4 years. It's our first time really, breaking those out. And so I'm like,
why?
Not just why. If those been sitting in the playbook for 4 years and they're relatively simple concepts as far as like just shovel passes, right?
Yeah.
What else are we sitting on? What else are we not tapping into?
A lot, because people y'all don't realize how thick a playbook is.
That looks crazy in terms of the coordinator and the head coach. That makes them look nuts.
Yeah.
That you had shovel passes sitting in your playbook for 4 years.
Yep.
And you didn't think not once to break them out. This is crazy to me.
Yeah.
The players are telling you. The players are telling you, yo, we are being handcuffed.
We'll see what they're going to do, man. Fresh, clean, they want dogs. I'm with you. What happens when dogs aren't fed? Hungry dogs run faster.
They're relying too much on these guys' talent. And Jalen Hurts Jalen Hurts said it 2 years in a row. Talent is not enough. He said it the offseason before they won the Super Bowl, that offseason. When Garofalo and those guys come to the camps and they talk, he said, talent is not enough.
Yeah.
If we want to get to, talent is not enough.
Yeah. And you see, last year, we had Kellen Moore, and everybody was iffy, and things happened. Things changed. Offense looked better. Offense looked more in sync. Now we looking like 2023 again.
From an offensive perspective.
From an offensive perspective, yes.
Because I see a lot of people try to, say this reminds me of 2023 all over again. And I'm always hesitant to say that because
offense.
I think what separates the 2023 season from this season is that you actually have a defense You actually got players on defense. You got competent play calling on defense. You got a competent coordinator on defense, right? I think you're better at running back, but if he's not producing, what difference does it make? But offensively, it looks uninspired. That's the best way I can really put it. Like it looks absolutely uninspired. It looks like they're pissing in the wind.
Yeah. And they got to get it. They got to figure out a scheme that can keep the defense on their toes and confuse them a little bit. You have to, and I guess that's why I'm a big fan of motion and all that kind of stuff. I know some OCs are against that, but that's the easiest way you can confuse the defense. Just like they bring in, they stunt, they twist late on the line of scrimmage, or they'll bring a linebacker late, or they'll drop that Mike backer into Tampa. They're trying to make you do things that you're not ready for. We got to do the same thing, and we don't. Well, at least it seems like we don't.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Darlene Harris Lupex put up a post in the chat, and I just want to get your perspective on this, right? You know, the first 4 games last year, we were complaining about the play calling and just the overall execution and so on and so forth, right? You know, Jalen was turning the ball over. It was a handful of things we was complaining about on offense, but the first 4 games, you know, we were complaining about the play calling, right? And how it lacked creativity. It looked uninspired as well.
Yep.
We're 4 games deep now. The difference is they had a bye week to get right. This time they don't.
Yeah, but also they were 2-2.
And they were 2-2.
We 4-0.
And they went up against inferior opponents as well. And when it comes to Atlanta and New Orleans, they beat the offense. Although they was putting up yards, they couldn't do nothing in the first half of New Orleans.
Right.
The yards were there, but they couldn't do nothing. Atlanta was a little herky-jerky. It was weird. Should have won that game, but nonetheless, it happened how it happened. Buccaneers, you were without AJ and Smitty, no Lane Johnson. Expectations were very low for that. But the point is, first 4 games last year, you started 2-2. People were complaining about the offensive play calling. They had concerns about Kellen Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, you had a bye week to get right. This time you don't get the bye week. You got the Denver Broncos coming off of a huge win.
And Denver got a pretty good defense.
They got a really good defense. Their offense is very competent.
Yes,
very competent.
Although we can get pressure on Bo Nix because he can make some mistakes.
Exactly. You know, I don't think he's perfect by any means, but they're talented on offense and they're deep offensively as well. You know, it's a lot of names you probably don't think about, but they're pretty productive offensively. Guys that can catch the ball and get a lot done after the catch. So, I know you and I are in lockstep when we say, listen, 4-game sample size, you pretty much know what you have in turn, or at least you got a sense for what it is, right? You got a sense for what it is. Is there any chance, by your estimation, that this is something that can be rectified? We're 4 weeks into the season. You have 13 games left.
Absolutely. I'm not worried about that at all. We get caught up in the maelstrom of the media.
Because I do believe that this is a sweet spot in the schedule where you can get that offense going. You can try, in my opinion. You got Denver, Giants, you got Denver, New York, Minnesota, New York. In particular, that New York, Minnesota, New York stretch, I believe that can be a crucial stretch to get this offense going. Even again, Denver has a good defense, so they're going to really challenge you. But New York, Minnesota, New York, then bye. I think that can be a crucial stretch to get that offense on track, because the Eagles' offense got on track once they played Cleveland, then they played the Giants, then I think they played Jacksonville after that, right? So they went up against 3 inferior opponents and managed to get the offense going. They managed to get that in. They managed to pour that cord a couple times, and they got it going.
And you got to remember, man, this is the one thing you got to remember. Here's the silver lining. Because you're right, it's the same situation last year, except we got 2 more wins. But
yes,
we got 2 more wins against a
tougher
much tougher schedule.
Yes. So yes, that says a lot to me.
So when you ask me, is it something that can be rectified? Absolutely. All it takes is 1 game. All it takes is AJ to get 3 passes for 40, 50 yards or something like that and a score. It doesn't take a lot to right the ship. If I don't think it's as bad as people think. I think the reaction is bad because of what happened with AJ and Jalen last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard Joe Jigley on WIP, and it's sometimes I'm like, you always gonna have somebody. You always gonna have somebody that's always annoyed. You always gonna have something, and I say this all the time. But this is the state of the media. Don't put your personality on my players. Stop telling me, he should just be quiet. And well, that's the same dude that went 5 games for 125 yards. That's the same guy that had them same issues, was putting out them same tweets. That's the same dude. You get what you get. That is the price of having a elite level wide receiver. Did nobody say shit when, who was that? Jamar Chase talking to the head coach of Cincinnati on the sidelines. Can you imagine if that was AJ Brown and they had that interaction? Can you imagine if it was AJ Brown that had that type of interaction that Travis Kelce had with Big Red?
Or the Tyreek Hill, like stuff like, and praise up Tyreek Hill, he just blew out his knee.
Yeah.
But Tyreek Hill,
he's
same
on the
thing,
sideline and like, so we got to pump the brakes because it's not that bad. And let's be real. Players have to release the stress. It's a tea kettle. You know what happens when a tea kettle gets loud? It whistles. But the audible level of the whistle is determined by how much heat and pressure is in the pot. So you have to let that out some way, somehow. And let's just not forget for 1 second that you're talking about a man that has dealt with mental issues, mental health issues. So
he's been open about it.
Very open about it. So if that is how he has to release his stress, I know it's not going to be to some people's, taste, but you ain't never been in his shoes. And maybe you would do it differently, but you not the one catching the passes across the middle. So sometimes you got to let sleeping dogs lie and let them do what they do. Because at the end of the day, I bet you he gonna line up next week. And he, regardless of what happens, regardless of how people get annoyed with AJ, all of that type of stuff, come Sunday afternoon, there is nobody else I won't line up. I want number 11, always open. So you got to take the good with the bad. That the tweets and however he deals with his stress, that's what we signed up for. It comes with the package, period.
Yep.
So you got to deal with it. You ain't supposed to like everything. And there's a lot of other teams out here that are in worse situations than we are. Let's keep that real.
I looked around the league too this past week. We saw some people lose the team they shouldn't have lost to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So again, the Eagles got their stuff they got to handle. Do not get it twisted.
Do not get it twisted.
But I'm looking at I watched the Packers tie with the Cowboys the other night.
40-40.
Both of those defenses should be ashamed for one.
You can't even do that on Madden.
And for two, Green Bay, it shouldn't have, the way they've been pumping y'all up, shouldn't have been that close.
Exactly.
Shouldn't have been that close.
That all goes back to that man talking about that undefeated mess.
And then Chargers. Y'all let the Giants beat y'all.
Bruh.
You let a rookie quarterback do that.
You let a rookie, and he wasn't even that good.
Wasn't even really that prolific.
117 yards. Stop playing with me.
The Niners was undefeated, or we just watched them lose to the Jags. Now the Jags have been playing well. I think they're 3-1.
Right.
Their defense has been pretty good. They forced out turnovers. But the point is, all these teams that I'm looking at, far from finished products, far from perfect.
Far from it.
And for the Eagles and they played inferior opponents at that. So for the Eagles to experience what they're experiencing, go through that 4-game stretch against teams that know you very well, very tough opponents, right? Very tough opponents when it comes to Chiefs, Rams, Buccaneers.
Yep.
Right? and to go 4-0 in that stretch, probably your hardest stretch, maybe. And you 4-0, and our issues are fixable. See, it's not personnel.
Right.
It's not, and that's a blessing right there. It's not a personnel issue, right? I look at the Eagles and I say to myself, you can fix this.
Yeah.
You actually can fix. There's teams who can't fix their issues. They can't. You know what I'm saying? You got the championship pedigree. You got the experience. You got the MVP quarterback, right? You got the all-pro receiver. You got Smitty, one of the best route runners in the game. You got Dallas Goedert, a top 10 tight end. You got Saquon Barkley, a top 3 running back in his league right now, right? Not necessarily playing like it, but he'll get there. You got the offensive line who's better than what they've shown us, right? You got the talent on defense who can take the ball away, who can get pressure. You know, you haven't been getting much pressure from the edge, but this team overall has been getting pressure. You got the dynamic linebacker core. You got the cornerbacks. So you got the dynamic duo with DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. This team is built to do what they want to do, but they just got to impose their will. So, and with everything that we discussed, and then we could transition to recapping NFL week 4. Because like I said, we got a hard out in about 15, 20 minutes. What I'm trying to say is, through all that stuff I mentioned, because of Jalen Hurts' temperament, and how he carries himself, we're not going to see another collapse.
Nah.
For one.
And
for two,
let us not forget,
if there's any quarterback I know that can handle the AJ Brown shit,
correct.
It's him.
Correct.
It's him.
And I keep hearing people saying like Jalen and AJ aren't friends like they used to be.
How do you know that?
Number one, how do you know that? And number two, that has never been a prerequisite to be good on the field.
Exactly.
You ain't got to be friends, but you do have to be about business. It's that simple.
It bothers me when I hear people say, "Yeah, I got somebody close to the situation," and they say it's bad.
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
And you got somebody close to the situation. They're not telling you everything.
What does that mean?
They're not telling you everything. And because at the end of the day, if it's bad, what does that got to do with what y'all doing on the field? If it's bad, why he got 9 targets? That's the stuff that doesn't make sense to me. And you know how I feel about sources.
Yeah, and again, we're talking about grown ass men, bro. They got
bills,
they got wives, they got shit going on. Like these are 2 guys at the top of their craft. Like they not just sitting home playing video games. Hey, bro, you pass me the chips. Like they grown ass men. This is a business.
They grown ass men.
Yeah, you know when AJ first got here, you know they was giddy about it when he first got here. You know, but eventually, you know, things settle in and all, and the newness wears off.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we're teammates. This is business.
It's business. It's time for business. Business is business. Friends are friends. Don't confuse the two.
Yeah. AJ said in the Super Bowl if they won, you know, because they showed an extended version of that. He said, listen, man, we've been through a lot, man, to get here. He said, and you know, and even Smitty was tearful, not just because he was home, but he was emotional because they put a lot into this shit.
Yeah.
And they've been through a lot, dealing with everything, and they managed to get it done.
Yep.
Got it done.
Got to the ultimate level. So
again, man, if there's any quarterback I trust to get through this situation and handle the temperament, handle all the nonsense, it's Jalen Hurts, man. I'm not tripping, man. Any final words about this topic before we transition to
I want to address what Shizzo Flex. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Thanks for everybody. Alex, fresh clean. Alex had a $4.99 super chat.
Thank you, Shizzo.
Yeah, Alex said we wasting their prime. I don't necessarily disagree with that, bro. But he's more on Kevin Patullo. But Shizzo, the passing game hasn't been good since that 1 year in 22. Didn't I mention this before, Toe? When I told you, you know, Jalen would have been a much better passer if Doug Peterson was still here. And
2022 was Shane Steichen.
Was that Steichen?
Yes, Steichen. Nick Sirianni took over in 2021.
Was it 21? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Steichen. What? I'd have to look at his numbers then.
Steichen was here in 2021.
But he was still throwing the ball better. They ran him a little bit too much.
In 21, they ran him a lot.
Yeah.
In
Is that when he
2022,
got hurt in Chicago? Or was that 22?
that was 2022.
Okay.
But the passing game in 2022, I mean, Steichen was just creative, man. Steichen was creative.
He was. But at the end of the day, man, like we've been saying, it's a lot of blame to go around.
Yeah.
And it's not a one-sided thing. This is a team effort. But the reason why I said I put this on Jalen is because he's the engine. He's the engine.
He's throwing the ball at the end of the day.
AJ might be the tires. Everybody plays a role, but nothing happens unless Jalen Hurts is functioning at a high level. And not for nothing. I meant to mention this earlier. It is my opinion that Jalen Hurts was concussed after that play when he slid. He was not the same after that play.
He wasn't.
I think he got concussed.
Yeah.
And he was a little groggy because all of a sudden them same passes, why you throwing
coming out a little slower? It was coming out a little slower. 4
yards out of bounds. Y'all work on that stuff every day in practice. And your stuff was like way out. He didn't look the same after that hit. So and he got up slow. I thought for sure they was going to take him to the tent and put him in concussion protocol. They never did. They never did. So it's water under the bridge now. We're going on to week 5. Hopefully they can get it right, and hopefully they can get it right for 4 quarters of a game.
For sure, man. Let's transition to our picks, man. We appreciate y'all for locking in. Make sure you guys smash that.
We got a lot of super chats. I'm gonna put the super chats on as we go through these picks.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna be quick about it. So week 4.
I laugh at Green Bay. I like that.
Listen, Green Bay is 2-1-1.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Listen. Everybody think they made it to the mountaintop. Meanwhile, they didn't even put their backpack on yet. Like, relax, Green Bay. It takes a lot more than just beating up on the Lions, who got a new coordinator, and beating up on who else they beat.
I knew that. I knew that was coming.
They beat a mediocre Commanders team.
As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh no, you just did this. You did."
So your last 2 weeks,
there.
you lost to the Browns, and you tied with the Cowboys, who don't have a defense.
Man,
and on top of that, you guys couldn't score in the red zone to win that game. You decided to kick the field goal. I would have gave you more respect if you tried to go for it and lost.
Yeah,
you kicked the field goal.
They gotta.
I saw
that game. That was hilarious.
They was more afraid.
That was hilarious.
They was more scared of losing than their desire to win.
Yeah,
and I don't need that kind of energy.
That was funny. I love seeing it though. Love seeing it.
Love seeing it too, man. Love seeing it too.
So week 4, if AJ did half the shit Kelsey did to Andy, he'd be arrested by halftime.
Right.
The media would definitely treat him worse. So
you're
100% right on that one.
And
yes, the Packers are frauds.
Yeah, man. Like, you got crawl before you can walk, man. Listen, everybody want to be the champs, man. Everybody want to be us, but they don't want to put the work in to actually get there. Everybody want to
be us, but they don't want to be us.
Everybody want to be week 3, week 2 champs.
Man, listen, we got time. Hell, by the time week 8 rolls around, we might not even be thinking about this anymore. This might be an afterthought.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
All we got to do.
That's my consolation prize. I believe that the season's long. It's 13 games left.
Here's the thing. The way it exists right now, it can only get better. You know what I mean? It can only get better.
It can only get better.
And we took some shots. We took some shots on the chin, but we didn't fall, and we got the dubs.
Some real shots too.
Better.
Good teams. Good teams.
Yes, good teams.
Good teams. And again, we're seeing a strong half there, a strong half there. We just got to put it together.
Yep.
Put it together.
Absolutely right.
It's that simple.
Absolutely right. So,
week 4, we talked Seahawks at Cardinals. Seahawks won that game. I got that one right, just like you. Vikings at Steelers. Steelers won that game. You and I got that right. Commanders at Falcons. I had the Commanders winning. I was wrong about that. You were right.
Yep.
You were right. Falcons won that game. Pretty. They were pretty much in control of that game from beginning to end. Saints at Bills. We both got that one right. Bills won. Saints made it look interesting at first.
Yeah, they did.
at
they
first,
did.
and then it got a hand. Browns at Lions. Lions just handled that.
Yeah, they handled their business. The Brown situation is funny because I find myself listening to Brown sports radio in the morning, and it is hilarious because they don't know what the hell. They calling for Stefanski to be fired.
I think Stefanski's a good coach. I
know,
don't think he's ever been a problem.
Everybody's crashing out. I saw what Rex Ryan said on TV, and I was like, where the hell does he get off talking about what this kid might be doing in meetings? You ain't in meetings. Shut the hell up.
You're not there.
Shut the hell up with your foot fetish ass and go on about your business, man.
That's hilarious.
Like stop playing. And so I don't know if it's this week or next week, but Dylan Gabriel's gonna play.
Yeah, there's no way they march Fleck.
They gotta play Dylan Gabriel, man. But that don't mean Shador's gonna play. Dylan Gabriel has to be horrible. Because if he is horrible, I would think that they would put Flacco back in.
Oh no, you can't be that. You can't be that hard-headed.
What makes you think that the Browns would do anything different?
That's true. It's a good point. A very good point. Panthers at Patriots. I told you. Patriots gonna get them.
Yeah, they did. They whooped up on them. Something
they smoked them.
Yeah, that was a 40 burger, wasn't it?
Yeah. Chargers at Giants. We both got that wrong.
Yeah.
Again, man, I know Joe Alt went down and they've been without Rashawn Slater, but no, you don't lose to the Giants 21-18. You don't.
You know what?
He threw an interception to Sexy Dexy.
Didn't I thought I saw something about, was it Jackson Dart took a picture with Justin Herbert's girl or something goofy like that?
Are you serious?
Yes. I thought I saw something to that effect. I don't remember what it was. It was in passing. But a lot of people have speculated that Justin Herbert's head was somewhere else. So stranger things have happened.
That's nuts. Eagles at Buccaneers. We called that game. They won it. Eagles won a game. Titans at Texans. We called that game. Texans win. Titans didn't put up any points.
Well, Titans are looking bad. And you know what? Somebody brought up a good point. Titans got Cam Ward, and Cam Ward doesn't look any better than Will Levis did. They gave up on him with the quickness. And
Will Levis was getting some things done with that same roster.
Yeah, kind of. I don't understand GMs no more, man. Like the prospect of developing a quarterback has not changed. It is still supremely difficult because you never know what you're going to get and you never know how long it's going to take. Yet they still draft quarterbacks like they pancakes. Like they can just add water and shake. It takes time to develop a good quarterback. You have to give them time. But the problem in today's NFL, everybody is too impatient. Nobody wants to go through their lumps.
Can you blame some of these GMs though? Like they see. No, here's what I'm saying though, right? Because I actually do feel like teams. I agree with you for the most part, but I guess what I'm trying to say is right. These GMs, the moment they get that job, they're on the clock, and every GM doesn't have the same leash like a Harry Roseman. Harry Roseman's leash is astronomically different than everybody else's. Most coaches, most GMs would get fired after the Carson Wentz move. Most teams would get fired, but he didn't. Most teams would get fired after the Jalen Hurts move, but he didn't. Howie's been able to make mistakes and rectify them, and then now he's built up momentum to the point where his equity is so high. So I look at these other GMs, like perfect example with the Bears. What's his name? Ryan Poles.
Yeah,
he was close to getting fired, but some of those picks started to pan out. The moves starting to pan out. But you know what I mean. So, but to your point, patience is required. Patience is required, but these GMs are operating from this scarcity mindset. They're operating from this mindset of I gotta make a splash. I gotta make a move. Like I gotta let them know I'm serious about this thing. You know, I can't be passive. I can't just wait for something to happen. I gotta make it happen.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I think Tom Brady screwed everybody. Everybody wants somebody to come in like Tom Brady did in his his second year when he was behind Bledsoe. Was that his second or his rookie year?
I think that was his rookie year.
But Tom Brady is a unicorn. The fullest extent of that phrase. He's a unicorn. You're not going to see somebody come in and do what he did with that much experience. Peyton Manning took how long? Troy Aikman led the league in interceptions his rookie year.
Different era.
Pummeled.
That's a different era, man. I feel. I hear you. I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
The blueprint is there, but nobody wants to follow it. It's like grandma cooking. I love when grandma cook. But why does it take so long? Why does it take so long?
Because she's putting her foot in it.
You started at 8 o'clock this morning. It's 6. I'm hungry.
Yeah,
but
hear you.
To your point, she put her foot in it, and nobody understands how to do that no more. Nobody wants to put in the work. And the other part of that is they paying all of these executives, all of these GMs, all of these assistants like they are the smartest people in the room, and they are far from it.
I also think, and then we can move on to the next game. I also think that there are too often these evaluators, they get so wrapped up in, oh, he could throw from this arm angle, throw from that arm angle. You know, look at how far he can throw. They get so caught up in the flashiness of the position instead of wondering, can he not only lead men, but can he do what he's told?
Watch the tape, man.
Can he at bare minimum run the offense and manage it? Is he on time? Can he be on time? It's like the fundamentals, the fundamentals of the position, not the glitz and glam of the position. And that's why I got so much respect for Jalen Hurts, because he's built himself up so much from where he was in his rookie year. He's really built himself up. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but what I'm saying is they developed that man. And they say, you know what? We're going to bet on him, even though they were kind of playing around in that Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson pool a little bit. They say, you know what? We're going to bet on him. We're going to put some pieces around him and see what he does with it. And put some people.
He better start throwing that peel around a little bit better. Or this could this could all crumble on his shoulders.
Yeah, Cam Ward. And in his interview, he said, I can't lie, man. We ass.
Cam Ward said that?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, man.
All right. We at 8:30 now, man.
Colts.
Let's this up.
Colts at Rams. You had the Rams winning. I had the Colts winning. You got that one right. Jags at Niners. I had the Niners winning, but Jags ended up winning.
Yeah.
Ravens at Chiefs. Ravens at Chiefs. That shocked me.
Yep.
Ravens just got sent to the nurse's room. Quickness.
They got sent to the outhouse because they was about to get that ass whooped.
They got beat bad. Guys getting carted off. Guys can't finish the game. They accusing Lamar Jackson.
Lamar's hurt.
They accusing Lamar of they accused him of leaving the game prematurely with the hamstring. Like, how can you say that? Anyway,
isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how a losing team will go to that extreme for their MVP quarterback when they know better? So again, I'll take my Eagles' problems.
Exactly. I'll take my problems. You know, and guess what? Real quick, the Ravens, all those numbers on offense. They top this and top that on offense, but their defense sucks. And what's their record?
Didn't King Henry fumble again?
I don't know. Did he?
Does he? Or was that not thinking of the last game? I know I think that was last game.
He fumbled 3 games in a row, week 1 through week 3. But again, that people, all that flashiness on offense, they want the Eagles to have all that flashiness. 1-3 versus 4-0.
Yep. And eventually, the fandom will. Eventually, all of this AJ stuff is going to die down unless AJ just blows up or something like that. But I think I'm really hoping that somebody. One of these journalists don't ask him nothing stupid at the locker room, like trying to get a rise out of him or something like that. Because did you see
when McClain tweeted?
No, at the Jets coach that was going in at halftime, and the girl asking that. I think it was
the Bears. No, it was the Bears. It was Bears.
Bears.
Ben
was
Johnson.
That,
asked him a question.
Aditi Kinkabwala? Was that who
I don't
that
know.
was?
I don't know who she was, but she asked him. She said, "Like, you guys got to do something different." And he was like, "You think?"
That's there. Can't even believe that's there, man.
He said he looked at it like, you think? Like, yeah.
Like, really?
Like, really? Yeah. Like, Bears ended up beating the Raiders, though, by a blocked field goal.
Yep.
Packers at Cowboys. We just got first talk about that. It ended in a tie. So we both got that wrong. Jets at Dolphins. I had the Jets winning. Dolphins found a way to win. Tyreek Hill blew his knee out completely. Looked disgusting. He's done for God knows how long. He ain't got to worry about money, though. Bengals at Broncos. Broncos win. We all expected that. They beat the brakes off the Bengals. All right, y'all. That's the show.
Let's get through these. We got some more super chats, man.
Oh, let's get on. Let's do it.
Shizzo Flex, I asked you, do you think certain offenses are too complex for Jalen? Because Baltimore run just as much as us, yet Lamar still threw for 4K and 40 yards. I just think Lamar is a better quarterback. Is a better pure quarterback than Jalen is, and their offense is a little bit more complex and better than what we're running. That's why. I do think the routes they had on Baltimore receivers running is way better than what they got our guys running. Absolutely. Way better. Remember when AJ said his drive comes from dominating DBs days after the Super Bowl? Yeah, I understand that, but I heard a lot of people saying that today, and there's still times when AJ Brown don't say shit. Yeah, they try to use that as a way to like say, exactly. He just wants the ball.
You guys, he's selfish. He doesn't care about that, even though they're taking what he said out of context.
Exactly.
The context is he indicated that, it's like anything, right? You fight so hard to get something, and once you get it, you're like, damn,
you got a problem with it.
I thought I feel different. Yeah. But I guess my drive for this game comes from somewhere else. He's having a moment. He's having a moment of reflection, being vulnerable.
Absolutely.
He's not saying he doesn't care about winning. He's not saying he doesn't care about winning the Super Bowl. He's saying, damn, I thought it would feel a little different. But I guess it's like anything in life that you thought you fought your life. They told you were convinced and you were taught that this is the peak of your craft. And you get there, it's like, actually, there's something else for my craft. I get a little bit more appeasement out of.
Yep.
Anyway, Joseph Satchel, he says all these teams are frauds. Beat the champs. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Facts.
Like, dog, are these teams that people want to crown early? Listen, man, holla at us when you beat us.
Yep.
Green Wingman says Howie only gets that equity if Lurie doesn't stand by him as long as he has. These billionaires are getting older and impatient for success. That's what I'm saying. Howie has gotten a lot of equity from built up equity because Lurie's given him the opportunities to make mistakes, fail, pass, improve, so on and so forth. Howie Roseman's been through the ringer. The whole Chip Kelly thing, he's been through a lot to get to where he is. That's why I got so much respect for him.
You know what I thought about watching the Dallas game? And I look and I see how old Stephen Jones looks now.
He owed himself.
Like it's a shame because he's never had the opportunity just to have complete control, just to see what he can do.
Mm-hmm. Do you think when they're in their meetings, do you think he calls Jerry Dad or Jerry?
I'd probably call him Dad. Who knows? They from down that way, so
they daddy.
So probably call him
Paul. Anyway, let me get out here, y'all. That's the show, man.
You make that much money, you can say whatever you want to say, bro.
For sure. Mimi, I appreciate you for letting me know it's 8:36.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mimi.
Sorry, Mimi.
But it's all good. We appreciate y'all for liking on the content as always. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel.
Yes, sir.
Again, subscribe to Pro Fan Talk. Coach Marcus does an amazing job. Make sure you guys subscribe to myself as well at Chalk It Up Sports. Again, we got way more to talk about you guys. But like I said,
a whole lot of more. Got a whole lot of more.
Whole lot of weeks of football left too. So, man, smash that like button again. Make sure you subscribe. You guys have been tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast. He's Marcus Thomas. I'm Tony the Shields II. Fly Eagles Fly. Marcus, play the song, man.
Hey, before I play the song, if you are watching us on YouTube or if you are watching us on Twitter, before you get up out of here, mosey on over to YouTube and hit that like button.
Yes, sir.
All right. We out of here. I'll let y'all later. Go Birds.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Marcus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights. Dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Fly guys in the zone, never let astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing the heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry, fly like an eagle soars in the sky. Tone and Marcus always standing by, bringing the heat, call it do or die.